This whole region was so crucial to winning the primary, and I'm counting on all of you all on November 6th. I know that you've seen a great deal of me over the past year here, but this time I brought a guest. When I embarked on this campaign a little more than a year ago, I pledged that I would not be one of those candidates who spend most of their time in Lexington and Frankfurt. And one of those candidates who only consider the rural county as an afterthought. I pledged to be a member of Congress who represents all 19 counties of this district. Not just the biggest county and not just the one with the most Democrats, all 19 counties. And I hope you think that I've walked the walk. Aside from getting out to all the counties a great deal, we have field offices in all 19 counties now. We've run an old-school style campaign with billboards, localized yard signs, op-eds about my values and the issues facing our country in Kentucky.
There you go.
2 days after the primary, while sitting at a McDonald's, actually it was a Wendy's, juggling cheeseburger and fries, I got a phone call on my cell phone, and it was Vice President Joe Biden. He congratulated me on the victory and commented about how impressed he was that we were able to win so well in the rural areas. We won 18 of 19 counties. That is how we regain the trust of Democrats in America, is going out there and being president. That's how we win back what we lost in 2016. The Vice President also told me that he would love to help me in any way he could. He said, "Tell me what I need to do." And I said, "Sir, I would be honored to have you stand on stage with me in one of these rural counties." He said, "Done. Just work with my team and we'll make it happen." So I said, "Thank you again, sir. I thank you for coming out and helping us." One of our greatest vice presidents. I am so humbled and honored to be on stage with this man. I won't speak long because I'm as excited as you are to hear from the vice president. But I want to talk to you all about what's at stake here and across the country in the next 25 days in these elections. When I decided to retire from the Marines after 20 years and move back to Kentucky and run for Congress, many people warned me about the world that I was entering. Things like honor, courage, and commitment were the heart of everything that we did as United States Marines. But these traits don't seem to mean much in today's politics. Politicians have lost their courage to better the institutions that govern us because it's easier politically to demonize the concept of government itself. And it's easier politically to demonize your opponent. I have chosen not to do that. phony, dishonest, and mean-spirited attack ads launched against me, I have not gotten into the mud and responded in kind. The reason I have continued to run a race that is entirely focused on my values, on our values, and the issues is because first, I trust the voters to see through this sad, worn-out tactic of negativity. Second, because we desperately need change in our political system. We desperately need change in our politics in our country, and that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. We desperately need change in the politics of the country that I love, the country that we love. I was fortunate I got the chance to compete and follow my childhood dream. But I got into politics because I believe our country deserves better leaders than we have. Leaders who have the courage to tell the truth and not simply play into people's fears and continually lie about the other side. We badly need people in Congress that thoughtfully weigh the problems our nation faces and are eager to work with anyone of either party to try and fix them. You should know, I do not believe the Democratic Party has all the answers. All right? Both sides need to learn to work together again. I even have some practical experience in this issue too. My husband Eric, a 20-year Navy veteran, Americans first. I don't think our current dysfunction in Washington is beyond repair. I just think we need to elect new people who are committed to working together to fix some of the issues facing us. It wasn't long ago that people like Joe Biden and John McCain and Bob Dole and Ted Kennedy would fiercely debate the issues of the day. But folks, they never tried to dehumanize each other. Okay? They never tried to do that and lost the purpose of why they were there. They came to Washington from a place of love of country that sure feels missing these days. We have an entire generation that has little memory of government working, primarily for the common good. I want our children to believe public service is a noble cause. Public service is one worthy of patriotic Americans from all walks of life stepping into the political arena. There's a simple reason why I'm a Democrat. It's because of leaders within our Democratic Party who changed a law that I cared about. It was a law called the Combat Exclusion Law, and it prevented women from flying fighter jets back in the 1980s. When this law was changed, it gave me an opportunity to compete for a job that I wanted. I didn't ask for special treatment. I just wanted a chance to compete, and if I was good enough, if I was qualified, then I could do that job. That's it. Eventually, I earned the rank of lieutenant colonel, and I got to land on aircraft carriers, which I'd always dreamed of doing. Serving as a United States Marine and wearing that uniform was absolutely the greatest honor of my life. Folks, I don't believe Congress has an intelligence problem. I think Congress has a courage problem. The halls of Congress right now are filled with too many politicians who don't have the courage to stand up to special interests. Big pharma, their donors, their political party, and even the president, when they know what he's doing is wrong. If I'm elected, I will never forget who I work for. Yes. Ever. It's you. For our country. When I was a United States Marine, my oath was to the United States Constitution. It was not to a president. It was not to a political party. That's the same attitude I will bring to Congress. It's time. It's time for leaders with this attitude and this pledge. I will passionately work on improving the Affordable Care Act. Improving the Affordable Care Act, which Vice President Biden worked so hard to pass. Those pieces of legislation weren't born perfect, right? We work on them, we improve them, we make them better. We're Americans, we fix things. But we need to elect people who want to work together to expand coverage, lower premiums and deductibles, not try and destroy the system that we have.
That's right.
So, I thank you all for coming out this Friday afternoon, because you all are also serving your country right now. By being a part of this political process, by being a part of doing what you can in the next 25 days, you're serving your country, and I thank you for that. After all that Vice President Joe Biden has accomplished in his life and career, and his devoted service to our country, he certainly earned the right to spend even more time with his grandkids and enjoy his life. But instead, he's here. He's back on the campaign trail. He's helping brand new